How do Windows Event Viewer subscriptions work? Imagine trying to keep track of what happens across many computers in a network. How do you gather all that information in one place so you can see what's going on? That's where Windows Event Viewer subscriptions come into play. Windows Event Viewer subscriptions are part of the Windows Event Collection system. They let you collect and manage logs from multiple computers and send them to a central computer for review. This setup is super useful for monitoring system health, security checks, and troubleshooting issues across many machines. To set up a subscription, you create rules on the central computer, called the collector. These rules specify which events from which source computers should be forwarded. You can give each subscription a name and description. You also choose where the forwarded events will be stored, usually in a special log called the Forwarded Events log. You can even set up multiple destination logs if needed. Next, you pick the source computers or groups of computers that will send their logs. You also define filters to decide which events to forward. For example, you might only want to see critical errors or specific event IDs. This helps keep the logs relevant and manageable. There are two main ways these subscriptions work. In the first, called source computer initiated, the source computers actively connect to the collector. They ask for new events and push matching logs over the network. This method is common in domain environments where computers are managed centrally. The second method, collector initiated, has the collector connect to each source computer and pull the logs. This is less common because it can be tricky with firewalls and permissions. Windows Remote Management is the protocol used for this communication. When an event on a source computer matches the filter criteria, it gets forwarded over the network to the collector. The event is then stored in the designated log for analysis. You can also customize how often events are sent. For example, you can set it to push every 15 minutes, every 6 hours, or as often as every 30 seconds. This helps balance network load and how quickly you see new events. Some setups use multiple destination logs to separate different types of events or sources. This makes it easier to analyze specific issues or integrate with security tools. You can also create complex filters to fine-tune what gets forwarded, making sure only the most relevant data is collected. From a system management point of view, these subscriptions make it easier to keep an eye on many computers at once. They help detect security problems early, troubleshoot issues faster, and keep your network running smoothly. Unlike some other operating systems that need third-party tools for centralized logging, Windows has this built-in feature that simplifies the process. In short, Windows Event Viewer subscriptions work by setting rules on a central machine to gather specific events from multiple source computers. They use Windows Remote Management to send logs over the network, with options to customize how often and what gets sent. This makes managing and analyzing system logs across many computers much easier and more organized.